Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the Passport Snob channel. If it's your first time visiting our channel, welcome. And if you're a returning Passport Snob, we thank you for coming back. In episode 12 of How to Plan a Trip 101, we're continuing our research series with the topic of where to eat. Stay tuned.
The reason I get fly is I've been Jasper. I even keep your picture in my passport. Love. Wake up and...
Before we jump right into it, please don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms of your choice. We're on all of them, so just choose one and follow. Researching where to eat can be a very big task. And if you're a foodie like me, a regular restaurant just won't do. But if you're not a foodie, you may just be looking for places to eat in an unfamiliar place. Well, I'm here to help you. Today, I'm going to be providing you some of the best tools that I use to narrow down options both domestically and internationally. I'll also share how I complete my research and the best apps and websites I use the most. Of course, finding a place to eat can be hard enough when you're just trying to decide for one person. But if you're planning a trip for multiple people, you definitely want that to be the first step is to consider everyone's dietary needs. Once you've considered everyone's dietary needs, the next thing you want to do is decide what type of food you want to eat. You have your top tier 5-star restaurants versus something that's going to be fast food or delivery. Most of the time when I'm doing my research, I'm looking for restaurants that have a wow factor. Well, I'm going to be honest, my most used tool that I use every trip is Google. Believe it or not, I know that's super simple, but using Google has been very helpful with me finding those restaurants that you just gotta try. I usually use search words like the best or must try or must have or top 10 or something along those lines to help you differentiate between what's gonna be the best place to go and what's not. You have millions of people who have tried millions of restaurants, and a lot of people just like to dumb it down for us and tell us what the top 5 and 10 restaurants are to try, or the ones that you must try if you go to a city. And I've never been led astray. So do your due diligence, do your research. I'm sure you can find something. So again, the first and best tool I use is Google. One of the websites that I most often use that I've come across is the Culture Trip. They actually have so many different restaurants in every state, every country. I can always find at least one restaurant that I'm going to visit from off of the Culture Trips website. I'll list the link down below where you can get to their website and do some research of your own if you plan on traveling soon to find a restaurant that has that wow factor. Another great app that I use is Yelp. To me, Yelp is the best app to use because you can get the menu, reviews, pictures of the inside of the restaurant. Everything you can think of is all in that one app in one place. And the other part I love about Yelp is there are often coupons on there. And so as you guys know, I like to save a little bit of money. So whenever I can find a good deal for a restaurant, I am winning. So definitely make sure you use Yelp when you're doing your review. Even if you're doing your research and you find a restaurant somewhere else, always go back to Yelp and just check and see if there is any more information that you need from there, or if there is even a coupon on there that could help save you some money. The next app that I want to share with you is one that's specifically for Europe that I ran across when I was planning my trip to Paris last year. It was very helpful because I ran across a lot of websites for restaurants in Europe that were in French, or when we were going to Barcelona, they were in Spanish, and I could not read them. And there were even some that were in PDF form. So when I used Google to translate the website, it wouldn't translate the menu. So using the fork was very helpful to get some of that information that I couldn't get from some of the websites. So another app that's great to use looking for when you're going international and you plan on traveling in Europe, use the fork. If you're planning a trip in the US, another great app to use, and this one is not so much for research, this is just an additional tip. I do recommend using OpenTable, especially if you're going to a very touristy area and during high season. I do recommend using OpenTable where you can book your table so you can make sure that you get to go to that restaurant, especially if it's a popular one. Well, guys, I hope that I've given you some great ideas to start researching some of those great restaurants you're gonna go to, or even just the restaurants you need just to eat and survive. Those are just some of the tools that I use that have helped me find some of the best restaurants to eat at. For more content on tips, tricks, reviews, and hacks, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, and share. Until next time, guys. See you later.